Come back to your senses, guys.
They did it. Yeah, they sure did.
Well, everything seems to have worked itself out now. I'm sure that'll be the end to the story completely. There won't be anything else happening after this. No, 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 no. What's the big twist going to be? Because we still haven't solved the other Reen. But what are they up to?
Elia, are you alright?
Risha. You did it, huh? You brought me back to you.
Thank goodness.
That mask won't be bothering us anymore.
The amount of negative mana in the area is decreasing too. All's well that ends well, huh?
Yeah!
Thank you for saving me, Risha.
Never trust happy moments in this series.
And you didn't just save me. You helped me remember what matters most to me, too.
Elia.
You sure knocked me down a peg or two, didn't you? I'm more of a lover, not a fighter. But still, maybe it's time I learn a few moves.
Honestly, all I care about is that you're safe.
And she's back to her old antics.
But of course.
It's reassuring in its own way.
It really is. It really is. But again, don't trust anything.
So, this is what defeat feels like. No matter how meticulously one tries to replicate perfection, the copy cannot beat the genuine article, it seems. I wouldn't be so certain about that. You were correct that there is very little difference between us. Had you asked a little sooner, I may well have turned traitor and accepted your offer without a second thought.
Rufus?
Yeah, he said if.
You aren't supposed to admit it.
All that divides us are slight differences in experience. My absolute defeat at the Imperial Fortress, a distinct pain I felt on my cheek only just after.
Oh dear.
And the brief, unforgettable journey that led me to standing before you. I don't think I'll ever truly understand.
Pretty out of character for him, huh?
Or he's lying through his teeth.
Maybe a mix of both.
I don't know. The road has a way of changing you.
Yeah, meeting people and having new experiences is a fast track to growth. Be the journey long or short.
Can journeys really do that?
I'm so glad we could clean this mess up. Finally. Our home is ours again.
It's a happy ending all round and nothing bad will happen.
Yeah. But...
What is it?
What's got you so serious, Schwarzer? Wait. I gotcha.
Rufus. No. Supreme Leader. Before you stop functioning, we need to know a few things.
Where is he? And where is the Zereth Knight? We never saw them once during the operation.
It's unthinkable that they wouldn't try to counter our efforts to take the city.
What's going on?
If you think you've won, you are very much mistaken.
Everything is according to plan, isn't it?
It's time.
The time has come?
What did he...
Oh no, it is the time has come.
Easy there, Reen.
Are you alright?
It feels like something is coming. Whoa!
Is it a second Azure tree?
An earthquake? No, this is no earthquake.
It's a quake earth.
It's coming from the south.
The south. Meanwhile, Western Crossbell, above the fortress. Hello, hello. It's nearly noon. The time limit set by the Supreme Leader is upon us. Oh no. What will they do? Commander. An anomaly has been detected coming from Southern Crossbell. An unidentified object has appeared from out of Lake Elm. From the lake? Eastern Crossbell off the shores of Lake Elm. I mean, there's Crossbell City in the distance. Okay. Not a tree, then. Where's that going? Okay, Juno Naval Fortress. Yeah, but... Whoa! Freaking iron laser? Holy! Oh!
What was that? Juno Naval Fortress has been...
Oh!
Master Sao!
So, that's what they were developing behind our backs.
What fools we were. None of us thought it would be so strong.
That was what they were hiding with this device?
So it seems. They cleverly disguised the disappearance of those Gargantua-class airships and railway guns, and dismantled them with Tangram Fortress to create that, the ultimate weapon.
Product of a singularity in every sense.
Are you kidding? Something like that doesn't belong in this world!
What do you sense, Kia? Let me guess, the Tower of Babel?
Magnificent! The true capabilities of a super-intelligent AI and the birth of a singularity! Oh, I am going to have a field day with this!
You fool. Can't believe they just took out the fortress.
People of the world, what you just witnessed is the symbol of the United Nation of Crossbell and of Zemuria's eternal peace. Atop this mighty structure is the last weapon we will ever need. It's divine lightning, judging all that corrupts us. I call this structure the Retributive Tower.
Should have worked on the name.
And its presence marks the unification of all Zemuria.
the name of the game, everyone! Saving system data. Proceed. Yes. Well, at least everyone's okay in Crossbow now? So what do we do? I mean, that is very powerful. And you gotta think of how far away the fortress is. The commotion in the city is starting to calm down to a degree. Garcia also helped us recover all of the remaining Zalba soldats and transport them into the Geofront. The remaining members of the Ebon Defense Force are willingly surrendering themselves too. As for Ilia Platire, she's been taken to the hospital. She's exhausted but in no danger. Thank Arios for that. She's in good hands with Dr. Sayland. Speaking of the doctor, sounds like Murray's surgery was a success. Well, that's some good. Ah, the music. It's a shame I can't see her yet, but at least I know she's alright. You will soon, but now we need to decide our next move. Who knew something like that would show up on Lake Elm? The Retributive Tower. Yeah, it's a hell of a name. We've already seen it's capable enough to annihilate something the size of Juno Naval Fortress in an instant. From what I can see, it powers itself through the spirit veins. This energy is amplified and reflected by combat shell satellites in the sky, which then direct them toward a desired target. The technology to fire a beam of its strength with such precise accuracy just doesn't exist in the Empire. But Elysium can realize it. I thought so. The fortress's troops were stationed elsewhere at the time of the attack, so by the grace of the goddess, no lives were lost. Really? There was no one there? That seems suspicious. I'm more ashamed that my old castle could fall so easily. Easily? Yeah. I don't think any fortress could have withstood a blast like that. The aim was to show its monstrous capabilities, and it served its purpose well. You need only look to our neighbors' reactions to see that. Particularly Calvert's. Indeed. You talked to their new president just earlier, didn't you, sir? I did, yes. Oh yes, we'll join up with the United Nations. Please don't shoot us.
It feels like just yesterday that we were gathered to affirm Crossbell's independence. The speed with which you liberated your city was nothing short of astonishing. The many hardships that Crossbellans have endured have molded them into a most hardy people indeed.
We are hardly worthy of such praise. I truly regret that we've been unable to bring this crisis to a conclusion faster, Mr. President.
Roy.
But it is good to have this line of communication open to us again. Now, I believe it would be wise to discuss how to address that new weapon of mass destruction that...
As it happens, we have already begun preparing our response.
Really?
We have readied enough troops to dwarf even our great numbers from the war.
I see.
I somehow don't feel like that'll be enough.
Surely you are aware of the extremely delicate position Crossbell finds itself in at present. If Erebonia, or even Calvert, were to try and intervene with force, well...
I am indeed aware. But how else is a head of state to respond when his territory is threatened?
The tower shall next rain judgment on the Calvert Republic's Baratier airbase.
Its divine lightning will spare not one thing as it turns its frame to dust.
I mean, I'm assuming this was all pre-recorded. Or just simply a video that's been fabricated by Elysium.
You have until 5 o'clock this evening to reconsider your stance. I do hope you make the right decision.
Our military's general headquarters will be the next target if we do not act. We have no choice. I'm quite surprised as how much Erebonia is dragging its heels in light of the losses it has recently suffered.
I deeply regret the position your country has been placed in after a problem that erupted within our borders. But could you not give us a little more time to resolve this on our own? I assure you that we are not sitting idly by while your nation is threatened.
And I believe you. I have it on good authority that many capable hands have gathered in Crossbell. But I would like to make our stance crystal clear. Refusing our gracious offer of support means you have also forfeited support from the Imperial Army. And given what is at stake, the deadline draws dangerously close. We will take action as we see fit.
President Gramhart, sir.
Yes, I fully understand that.
Then all is well.
I mean, it's not really, is it, mate?
The Republican Army stands ready to aid you, should you require it. I hope you will make the correct choice, and sooner rather than later, Mr. Speaker.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. The rumors about him weren't an exaggeration in the least. If anything, they didn't exaggerate enough. I've heard his actions since the war have made him very popular in the Republic. Until now, we feared that Calvert would use the Supreme Leader as an excuse to invade, but the Tower changed everything. They know as little about it as we do, so of course they would be hesitant about approaching it. Well, it's the right move. Playing this card has no downsides for them. I don't doubt that as soon as they have a grasp of the situation, they'll use it as an excuse to intervene and claim Crossbell as their own, yeah. I fear my only option may be to request both the Republic and the Empire's aid after all. No. Oh, grandfather. The lives of the entire continent are on the line, we don't have much choice. But doing so would cement Crossbell's status as a country unable to handle crises within its own borders. It'd kill its chance of re-independence for good. It's almost an impossible choice to make. Knowing where the next target will be works to the Republic's advantage as well. As does knowing that, while it's an important military base, it can't be rebuilt with ease unlike Juno. The deadline is also generous enough to give time to evacuate civilians in the vicinity of the blast. I'm sure preparations are already underway. All that to say that even if the worst should happen, Calvert will walk away with minimal damage at most. Lucky sons of bitches. And here we were, thinking things would get easier after that sly old fox they had before 23 was out of the picture. The delay could still work in our favor. 23? It might mean we've bought enough time to take care of the tower ourselves. I'll take half a day more over nothing at all. I wouldn't bust out the champagne over that just yet. Agreed. There are reports that there are far fewer Zauber soldiers stationed in the city now compared to when it was first occupied. And there's only one other place they'd be. So the bulk of them are defending the tower then. Maybe they figured the city would be liberated again from the start? Surely not. Actually, after all that's happened so far, anything is possible. I'd lean toward it personally. Our foe's real goal was unveiling this giant weapon all along. But at this point, just who is our foe? It doesn't sound as though Elysium itself has a will of its own. That's right, it needs an administrator. The answer is whoever ousted me from that position and took it for themselves. That all this has continued unabated even after the Supreme Leader's demise suggests it wasn't him. He would have been the most obvious answer. No, he wouldn't. Our options otherwise are very few. Triple dot. I'll be honest. I'm not sure this is something Coward and Erebonia's armies can solve. I don't think so either. The tower is capable of more destruction than even the past war if left unchecked.
I won't let that happen. Maybe whoever this is really thinks they're on some noble pursuit to bring eternal peace. But if you have to hold the entire continent hostage to maintain it, then how the hell is that true peace? How is that going to unite us? It's not going to unite anyone. We've worked too hard for this. I won't let this vice grip they think they have stop us from crossing the finish line.
Well said.
That's our Yuna.
You took the words right out of my mouth. We've stood up when knocked down 100 times. This is just 101. Because no matter how high the barrier, it'll never be enough to stop us.
He said it! He said the thing!
Right. And all of us from Thor's will be right there to help you get over it.
The barrier, yeah.
No, it's not just for you. I want things to go back to normal for myself just as much. I want to see a brighter tomorrow. And I want to see it together with the people I care about.
Green.
Yeah, we're right there with you.
Liberal's here to support you all we can too.
Crossbell and Erebonia are neighbors, yes. But it's more that we've overcome enough as a team that we would never back out now.
Yeah, teamwork's made the dream work enough times before. So why wouldn't we help?
We, of course, are also here for you.
Damn, do you guys love these cute speeches. I'd bust one out too if I had one to give.
That counts.
Yet for all we have on our side, there are still limits to what we can do. The real key to our success is her.
True. As long as Elysium plays such a large role, its former administrator is going to make or break this.
She's the best. Perhaps the only hope we have of seeing tomorrow.
Your name is Lapis, right? I hate to put this kind of pressure on you, but we're absolutely going to need you in this upcoming operation. Will you help us?
No.
Oh. That's normally what I say as a joke.
What?
I said I'm not helping you.
You did not just say no.
Read the room, Lapis.
That's how our girl is. She doesn't let anyone push her into doing what she doesn't want to.
It's not like we're bossing her around over something trivial.
She can't go, screw you guys, I'm out of here when the stakes are this damn high!
Are you saying no because you only want to help your friends? No. I'd say the same thing to them.
Why, though?
I'm not helping anyone. Because I'm the one who needs help.
Oh, I see.
Elysium is at the center of everything that's plaguing the continent. That means, as its former administrator, I have a duty to set things right.
You do know you properly worried everyone in this room.
I wish to make this very clear. This isn't your problem that I'm saving. This is my problem that you're saving.
No, you've got this all wrong. It's all of our problems. Different reasons, but it's all of our problems.
So please, I need you to help me. Way to turn it around, LP.
She is technically correct.
Does that technically matter?
Yes, it's a very important distinction.
She's more of a character than you'd led me to believe, Ian. Believe me, I'm just as surprised at how much she's grown. Her friends have no doubt played a vital part in that. Can't argue with that logic. The distinction works in our favor too. We're here as friends, but as Erebonians, we can't officially interfere in Crossbell's affairs at the moment. I'm sure that was at the back of some of our minds when we agreed to step in. It was, but we're past the point where we can claim this only involves Crossbell. All of our lives are at risk here. We want to help, but even if we didn't want to, This affects us as much as it does Crossbell. Crossbell, Erebonia, Laberle, it's everyone's problem all across the map. That's a lot of people, when you think about it. Yeah, but all across the map's right. And we'll need everyone we can get to help Lapis and overcome this. Estelle and Joshua never turned away a helping hand when they needed it. Thors never turned them away either. Nor did the SSS. And we won't turn them away now. Exactly. What just happened? Are you ignoring me? Nope. You helped everyone feel like a team, that's all. Good girl. I'm so proud of you. I don't get why. I'd like to turn our discussion to what our present objective should be. Lapis, how exactly should we go about stopping the tower? Well, Elysium came to be through the Orbal network and spirit veins. It existed in an entirely intangible state, so retaking control over it would normally be impossible. Right now, though, it exists in physical form through the tower's central terminal. That much is very clear to me now that the signal jamming is gone. In other words, right now we have a chance. Does this form make it possible for you to reinstate yourself as administrator? As long as we can reach the tower's center and I can wire myself directly to it, yes. If we do that, both the tower and the divine lightning should cease to function. And we have our mission. One that's a lot easier said than done. The Zauber soldats are going to be difficult enough to pass, are they? And then the tower itself is built like a fortress. It's also worth noting that it's being protected by some sort of barrier. We got Lloyd, it's fine, while it draws in new energy. The barrier's mana is so dense that I doubt even railway guns could break it. Lloyd's sheer will can break it. Is that durable? I feared it would be something like that. Before we can even think of teleporting inside, we need to take care of that barrier. Lloyd! But we don't have anything stronger than the railway guns in Crossbell. So if even they aren't up to the task... Let's not forget that the tower sits over a lake. We have one Macabre hidden and ready for use, but this isn't going to be as easy to get to as the Azure Tree was. Not with our enemy being armed to the teeth. My Macabre is undergoing repairs in Erebonia with the Courageous too, so that one's out. We could have taken care of it if we had our Divine Knights. But unfortunately, we're going to be facing one instead, on top of everything else. Yeah, there's got to be something we can do though.
And that something lies with me.
Oh, what are you doing, Oliver? Olivier? Angie, George! Wait. Vita? Good to see you as always, Emma. Of course she decides to swoop in right as you're discussing how to overcome a new overpowering weapon. You don't always have to make a show of coming in to save the day, Vita. Oh, because you've never done it 1,000 times yourself, grandmother. I just couldn't afford to stay away knowing the society the professor, mainly, is involved. If the rest of Thors is getting in on protecting the beautiful ladies of Zemuria from this new threat, then how could I skip out? If I get in on this action, I might get in on that action. Know what I mean? Oh dear, can you not, Angie? Can you just not? For 5 minutes? If only we didn't. You look well, Crow. Same to you guys. I thought you were still in the art area, Father Thomas. Must mean our ever-reluctant superiors realize they can't leave this to chance. You would be correct. Even they can't ignore a broadcast so damning. I see the SSS has been very busy. Hopefully I can give you congrats once I'm back in Crossbell. Hold on to that congrats. Our work's not done yet. You've been conducting an independent investigation in the Empire from what I've heard. At the request of none other than the Prince himself here. We may be unable to mobilize the Imperial Army, but there is a way to catch the enemy unawares, even if it involves an element of luck. If it works, however, you'll be able to get inside that tower. Really? What's the way then? Please, my dear, and spoil the surprise? That, and I rather don't think we can afford to be too cautious with Elysium. That's smart of you. Can't rule out them being able to listen in on us somehow. What a horrific possibility. Or just be able to predict what's going to happen. Well, shall we get to work on our operation? If you're willing to support me in that endeavor, of course, Commander Belzentoa. I'd never turn that down. We have until it hits 1700 hours to pull this off. So time is of the essence. Let's begin at once. Prince Olivert, Commander Belzentoa began ironing out the details on how to enter the tower. The assault team, comprised of the SSS, Class 7 and Rufus's party, let them be to prepare for this grand battle. They agreed that the best use of the time would be to rest and recharge while touring the newly liberated Crossbell. Time for the rounds? At this point? This is going to be our last chance to prepare. We've got less than half a day left, so there's only going to be so much that we can do. The bulk of the responsibility right now is with the commander and the others who are formulating a plan either way. Yeah, but we're still responsible for preparing for the fighting we're going to be doing once we're in the tower. Indeed, I would like to tour the region and see how everyone is doing while we can too. The bikes that Elisa got her hands on from the Reinfeld Company should help us there. I'll explain the basics of riding them later on. You'll enjoy that, won't you? Thanks. How long have you been carrying those glasses around, by the way? I thought my mask would draw too much attention when walking around the city. This guy plans for everything. Shall we meet again here just before the operation is scheduled to begin then? Do all that you want to now, so that you may face what comes next without regrets. Huh? Makes sense, I guess. We shouldn't be getting too friendly with them. Wait, Lord Rufus. Can I help you, Detective? You certainly look like you have something to say. Oh, I do. Thinking about it, this is our first time speaking since the Pantagruel before the war. Now that you mention it...
Think of it as my personal apology to you for Operation Birdcage. We will be recalling our troops from Michelin as well. Why don't you enjoy yourselves there one last time?
I'd like to thank you for the consideration. Though not half as much as I'd like to deck you in the face.
If you are hoping to try and make good on what you said then, I would not be opposed to humoring you. But I would have thought there were better ways to use what precious little time we have left to us. I happen to agree. That's why I think it would be fruitful for you to travel around Crossbell with us. Oh! It's not possible to change the past, but during the upcoming operation, we'll be fighting on the same team. Lloyd? It's not possible to change the past. You're alive because the past was changed. Just remember that it is possible to change the past. So, you know, the more time we spend preparing together, the easier I think we'll find it to back one another up if things get dicey. What do you say? Lloyd. We share Lloyd's view on the matter. Can't deny there's bad blood between us, but the stakes are too damn high here to be petty. Far from me to second guess our leader. That's Lloyd for you, always looking at the big picture. You gotta hand it to the guy. We'd like to come along too. The rest of my classmates have their own preparations to make, so they won't be joining us, but we'll have to learn as much as we can in their place. We've been going around separately until now, so we all need to see how everyone else fights. But even putting all of that aside, there's something I want you to see. I want you to see the strength of Crossbell's people. I want you to witness how even in times as hopeless as these, we never give up. You've some chutzpah. That's how you pronounce that. Chutzpah, just so you know. Very well. Just want to make it clear I do know it's a joke. Very well. I see no reason to refuse. Yay. We get to hang out with RX again. Who's RX? Risha, maybe? I didn't know you knew them. It's a funny story. We met not that long ago. We're part of a secret assassins club. What? Like we needed any more crazy kids.
Yes? I'm all ears if there's something you want to say.
Your name is Lloyd Bannings, right? I think it was you after all.
What?
Who was what?
Did he do something?
I performed one last prediction of the future, just before control of Elysium was stolen from me. And that briefly showed me someone who I think was you.
That's worrying.
Wait. Is something going to happen to him? Please, don't worry. I didn't see a vision of him dying or anything. What I saw was very fragmented. So I can't be sure exactly what it meant. But I feel as though it was telling me that you are the only one capable of unraveling the truth behind all of this.
I mean, he is the best protagonist, so that makes sense.
Me?
Yes. You are the only one who fulfills all of the conditions. But all I saw was this possible future's conclusion. I didn't see what steps would lead up to making it happen.
Sure wish we had a few more details to go on.
But that's a hard story to ignore given Elysium's ability to predict the future.
Okay. I'll keep what you said in mind. Thanks for telling me, Lapis. I'm sure we'll need all the help you can give once this whole thing kicks off, too.
I thought I told you that this is my problem that you're saving? You're helping me.
No. We're helping each other.
So you did.
I do feel they should assert that point. Shall we set off then? Once our preparations are complete, we need to assemble on the tower's rooftop. Yeah, so let's make sure that when we do, we're heading out with no regrets. Right. I was going to say, is it mirror time? Wait, are they going to remember? Put the mirrors together. I think something must have happened. Maybe we should go and look when we get the chance. About the final preparation period. At this time, you can explore the entirety of Crossbell with certain party members. Those not in your party will remain in town, so you're welcome to seek them out for a chat. Unlike when traveling in town with a limited party, all party members can be used when on highways or in dungeons. Open the party menu upon venturing onto a highway, or entering a dungeon, and choose your active party members. Okay, cool. Rufus's covert shades. Very well. Can we actually go back into the Orcus Tower? We can. It's good to be here. Who's that down there? Oh, hello, you two. And the guard there. Right, so what we'll do then, obviously, is we'll end this part here, and in the next part, I think we shall head back into the Reverie corridor. Yeah, there you go. I like how it got me at the start of all that. Because I was debating which one to start with, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. So yeah, we'll end this part here, and we'll go back to the Reverie garden / corridor in the next part. Ta-da for now.